last class, I actually had the door open. It's still open because it's a nice little breeze. And so I kind of let the curtains flow in the breeze. So I don't know, I think it's kind of enchanting when the curtains, when that breeze blows through the curtains. And so last class, we kind of had this theme of gentleness. And I know in my email I said we were looking at the sun salutation this week. And so in the spirit of this gentle breeze we have flowing through, maybe we can approach the sun salutation with the spirit of gentleness in our practice today with that spirit. So coming into a comfortable seat that feels gentle in our being. Dropping in with a gentle breath, maybe. And our sun salutation is our asana of the week this week. And our sun salutation comes from the love that Lord Hanuman, the god of air, of Vayu, had for his teacher, the devotion and gratitude that Hanuman had for Surya, the sun. As Hanuman had studied with Lord Surya, but Surya only allowed Hanuman to study with him if he could keep up. The sun was moving through the sky so quickly. And so Hanuman faced the sun. And so Hanuman was moving backwards through the sky as the sun was moving forward. And when Lord Hanuman finished studying with Surya, he said, "Let me pay you. I have to compensate you for all of the outpouring of wisdom." And Lord Surya said, "No, I won't accept it." So Hanuman created a series of asanas as his thanks. And you'll notice our sun salutation, we often move from the back of the mat forward, and that represents Hanuman moving backwards through the sky, facing his teacher. So bringing in a spirit of gratitude, of devotion, maybe for a teacher that we've had in our life, or maybe just for our practice in general. The gentle, playful spirit of Hanuman, this half monkey, half man. The love that he had for wisdom and learning. Dropping into gratitude, gentleness, and perhaps what our practice has to teach us and reveal to us today. Let's bring hands to our hearts. Maybe feel the connection to the divine heart as we notice the heart beating in our chest. Maybe we'll chant 3 Oms together to invoke this practice, this prelude. Let's exhale. Inhale. Let's extend our hands together up towards the sky, drop the head back, glance up at the thumb. Exhale to separate those hands. Keep the gaze upward if it feels good. And then exhale as we lower the hands and lower that gaze, the chin to the chest, with the palms towards the earth. And then let's lift the gaze as we lift the hands back up to the sky, kind of floating through the air. And then exhale, floating the hands and the chin down, flipping the palms towards the earth about halfway. And then one more time, let's bring our hands and our gaze upward. Let's pause at the top when you get there. And then roll the shoulders up, back and down. Keep that right arm high. Exhale to lower the left arm down. Maybe the gaze follows that left hand. Plant the left hand, and let's exhale to side bend over towards that left. Inhale, bring the right arm back up over the shoulder. The left hand is down. Then inhale, bring the left arm up over the shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale, float the right palm down. The left arm reaches up and then over once that right hand plants. Side bend, seated. Exhale. Yeah. And then inhale, we'll bring the left arm up. Exhale when it gets there. And then bring that right arm up. You got it. Breathe in. And then exhale, let's bring those hands towards the knees. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Nice, good. Inhale to bring the arms in front. Let's bring the right hand under and to the left shoulder. The left hand to the right shoulder. And then bring the elbows up, kind of shoulder level. Yes, and now bring the elbows towards that right knee. Just hovering over the right thigh. And let's glance over the left shoulder, just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. And then breathe out and in. And one more breath. And then exhale, bring the elbows back to the middle and the gaze towards the middle. Separate those hands from the shoulders, out towards the side. And now bring the right arm to the left shoulder on top. The left arm comes under into that right shoulder. Bring the arms up, shoulder level. And then exhale to bring the elbows over that left thigh. Let's gaze over the right shoulder now. And then drop into a little bit of gentleness. We finding gratitude that we can lift our arms with our own strength. And we can breathe with our own body. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the elbows to the middle as well as the chin and the gaze. Yes, separate the arms or the hands from the shoulders, open up wide. Now bring those shoulder blades together, kind of bringing the arms back, back, back. Let's drop the chin to the chest. Maybe notice an opening in the back of the neck. And now exhale to float the hands down. They're going to be behind us, kind of towards the back of our mat, chin to the chest. Pause here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's lift the chin back up so the ears are over shoulders. The hands are still behind us, kind of tented. And then walk those hands away from the body. Maybe they start to come off the ground, and that's okay. Maybe you notice an opening in the inside of that elbow. And now glance up towards the sky. And let's bring the arms up overhead. Thumbs gazing at the ceiling, or the eyes gazing up at the ceiling. The thumbs now catch our gaze. Bring the palms together. Exhale, bring the ears over the shoulders and hands to the heart. Yeah, let's pause. Exhale, let the breath go, and let's fold up into table. Rolling forward, hands coming down to the earth. Giving ourselves as much padding as we need under the knees and under the hands. And then in our tabletop position, let's come into that sway. So the hands are down, the knees are down. And then I like to think of it as having like a brontosaurus dinosaur tail. And imagine we're trying to whip that big, heavy tail over to one side. So let's plant the hands and then whip that tail over to the right. So the hips go to the right. The head is kind of over in the direction of that left hand. And then exhale, sweep the hips to the left. So we might notice an opening on the left side of the glute or the leg, the head towards the right hand. And then just go back and forth at your own pace, pausing or maybe just moving right through, opening up the side of the hip and getting some movement in the spine here. The spine kind of making an S shape as we move through the middle, and then kind of angling from the elbow or from the hips to the hand. Let's go one more time each side. And then let's bring our hips to the middle. Let's walk our hands forward, walk those feet back, and we'll exhale up to a downward facing dog, lengthening the spine, reaching those sits bones to the sky. And now the chin towards the chest, gaze maybe towards the navel. And let's evoke that spirit of gentleness. Maybe finding some gratitude for our bodies to be here in this practice, and then extending that gratitude outward into the world. Extending gratitude into our interactions. And perhaps filling every cell with gratitude today. Let's exhale, let the breath go. One more breath in. And then exhale, send the breath out. And then on your inhale, begin to slowly walk those feet forward to the front of the mat. Maybe we hang here in our forward fold. Maybe you rise directly up to stand. We're going to meet in mountain pose. So any detour that you want to take along the way to mountain pose, give that to yourself. We're going to meet in mountain pose, maybe 3 breaths. So getting there however you please. Arriving with awareness and presence and full intent to be right where we are and to meet ourselves where we are today. Let's ground the feet, lift the heart. We'll move through our first Surya Namaskar. This devoted, grateful movement, inspired with such love and gratitude. Let's feel that in our being as we inhale, reach the arms up into a slight back bend, hips forward, back. Yes, exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, step the left foot back, lower that knee down. You can lift the heart up all the way. Maybe you just stay folded over that thigh. However you want to express this low lunge, bring it into your space, really nice. When you're ready, exhale to bring the hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog, meeting in our downward facing dog. As if we were traveling backwards in the sky here. The sun in front of us. Breathe in and out as we exhale, lowering down the knees, the heart, and the chin. And then we'll inhale up, peeking the heart over the floor. The hands can hover, or maybe they're near that rib cage. Breathe in. And then exhale, press up and back towards the back of the mat again. Thighs reaching towards the sternum, sternum reaching for the thighs. Maybe the heels come to the ground. Breathe in and out. Exhale. And now we'll inhale, step the left foot forward, lower that right knee down, and find ourselves in this low lunge. Breathe in. Yes, let's exhale to step forward into our Uttanasana. Bend the knees, let's rise up into a slight back bend again. And then exhale, mountain pose, hands in front of the heart, feet grounded. Let's pause. Exhale. Inhale, arms come up above the head, slight back bend, Pranayama. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, step the right foot back this time, lowering down the right knee, heart lifts, our low lunge, any expression of your low lunge, breathe in. Exhale, curl the toes under, step it back to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, lower down the knees, the heart and the chin to the floor. And then as you're ready, inhale to lift the heart and the chest. Maybe those elbows reach towards one another as they reach back towards the heels kind of, and maybe the shoulder blades pinch a little more than we have before. And then we'll exhale up and back to downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe in and out. Good. Let's inhale. The right foot comes forward, lowering the left knee. Anjaneyasana. Breathe in. Exhale, step it forward. Uttanasana. Inhale. Exhale, rising up. Hands meet together in prayer. We maybe send the hips forward. Pranayama. Exhale. Tadasana. Breathe in and out. We're going to do that again as we float the arms to sky. Pranayama. Exhale, forward fold, evoking this gratitude, this devotion for our practice, for one another. And then step it back, left foot back, left knee lowers, Anjaneyasana. Fold it over that right thigh, breathing in. Exhale, curl the toes under and step it back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, exhale. One more breath in. Lower down the knees, our heart and our chin. Inhale, the heart reaches forward, really nice. Really, really nice. Breathe in. Exhale, press it back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe on your exhale, you let go of any tension in the face. Inhale, step the left foot forward, lower that right knee down, breathe in. And then exhale, step it forward, Uttanasana. You can hang out here in your Uttanasana a little longer. We'll meet in our mountain pose. We can roll up to our Pranayama. And then exhale, let's bring hands to our hearts. Maybe your thumb knuckles press against your sternum and you feel the beating of your physical heart. And maybe you feel that connection to the divine heart. Breathe in. And now exhale, ground that left foot to the floor. Step the right foot back. Maybe it's at a little bit of an angle so we can have a nice solid base. Your feet can be as close together as they want. Maybe they're a little wider. If they're wider, it feels a little more stable. So tuning into how you're feeling today, stepping those feet to set up for our pyramid. We can exhale to straighten that front leg. And maybe we shift those hips just a little bit so the right hip is forward. The left hip maybe comes back just a smidge. Shoulders face forward, and we'll inhale, reach our arms to sky. Bend that left knee as much as we need to as we come into Ardha Parasuttanasana. Halfway, the heart hovering over the foot. Breathe in and out. And now let's breathe in to rise back up. Yeah, good, inhale. Exhale to hinge again, bending that front knee as much as you need to feel comfortable. We're going to pause part way. And now we'll exhale to fold the rest of the way. Maybe the blocks meet the hands, or maybe the hands come to the shin. But finding a sense of surrender here. Surrender to our practice, inviting in some humility and some teachability here for what this movement and this association of movement and breath, this correlation can teach us. Let's breathe in. Exhale, let the breath go again. One more breath in. And now exhale, let's lift the heart just enough to grab that right hand in a comfortable spot. Maybe it's on that block, or maybe it's to the leg. And let's just twist towards the left, reaching the left arm to sky. Now maybe the heart only comes part way. Maybe you move that foot a little bit so you can open the heart a little more. Just because we've started with our feet in one place doesn't mean we can't shift them partway through to support us. And opening up or finding the shape that feels right. Let's breathe in. And now exhale, bring that left hand back down. So maybe it's on that block. So the hands frame the foot. Bend the knee. Let's rise up to stand. So the legs are straight now. And let's bring the arms out like a T. And then exhale, let's twist towards the left. So the hands are reaching the same direction as the feet, but our left foot is forward, the right arm is forward. Left hand back, right foot is in the back. Breathe in. Now bend that left knee and then exhale to bring that right hand to the block on the inside of that left foot, and then straighten that left leg again. And the left arm reaches for sky. Here's our revolved triangle pose. Inhale. Exhale, let the breath go. Now one more breath in. Now exhale to sweep the left hand towards that block on the left side of the foot. Let's pivot the right foot so the toes face forward if they were out of the edge, angling towards the edge. Now exhale to lower down the right knee, top of the right foot to the ground. And then we'll rise up into a low lunge. Breathing in and out here. Yeah, nice. Beautiful sweep with those arms. Breathe in. Exhale, maybe find a little freedom in this shape. One more breath. Exhale to soften the gaze. And another breath. And then we'll exhale to fold. Maybe if we find the blocks. I'm going to bring the blocks back just a little bit so I can bring the right knee back, and let's straighten that left leg. And here we are, Ardha Hanumanasana. We can fold over that front leg, and maybe you keep the heart lifted, pressing the heel into the floor. Evoking this devotion of Hanuman. Breathe in and out. Breathe in. And let's exhale to slide the left foot to the floor to offer a little bend in the knee. Inhale, lifting the heart. Dropping that right hip forward, maybe just a little bit. Let's exhale, finding a little stability in this shape. And then let's sweep the blocks forward. We did this a couple weeks ago. Bring those ends of the blocks together, the hands on the ends of the blocks. Yep, and we're going to come into that little trunk twist to support us in that stability of the torso. So let's exhale, go over to the right with the blocks. Yeah. Really nice. Yep, keep the hips forward. And then exhale, bring the blocks over to the left. And then over to the right, exhale. Keep the gaze forward if you can. And then the blocks move over to the left again. One more time to the right. Heart is forward, gaze is forward. Last time to the left, exhale. And now to the middle. Exhale to lower the blocks, place them on the ground. However you want to make your way to downward facing dog, go ahead and do so. I'm going to bring the left knee back, plant the hands off the blocks, and then lift the hips. Straighten those legs, and then drop down. Oh, the Mudra Svanasana. Exhale. Dropping into kind of a foundational pose for our yoga practice. We do our downward facing dog so often, but let's see if we can drop in and sense a little bit more of what this shape has to offer us. We're noticing the lungs here. We can breathe into the very tip, the top of our lungs, and exhale. Sometimes we don't always get the breath to the top of the lungs. We breathe so shallowly. You can breathe into the top of the lungs here, dropping into the breath. Exhale, cleansing with the exhale. One more breath in. And now keep the left foot grounded. Step the right foot forward towards the hands. And then bring the left foot forward a little bit, angle it out to the side, ground the feet. And let's rise up. Get the blocks wherever you want them to be to meet you. And then we'll rise up to our base of the pyramid, arms reaching the sky. Maybe open those eyes up wide. Drop the jaw, low jaw open. Let's lower the hands down to the side. And maybe the hands come to the hips, the fingertips extend downward, and bring the left hip forward, the right hip back just a little. Heart and shoulders towards the front of the mat. See if you can ground into that right foot. Yes, inhale, reach up to sky. This time we'll bring our elbows out and down into our cactus arms. And then we'll exhale to fold part way. So we might notice a little bit more effort in the shoulders and in the back now. Let's bring our arms out like an airplane, like a T. Ardha Parsvottanasana. Exhale, maybe extend out through the fingertips. Feel that space in the shoulder blades. And then when you're ready, sweep the hands down, maybe to the blocks and maybe towards the shin, and we'll fold and surrender over this right leg. Breathe out and in. Another breath. Exhale to ground the foot, lift the heart, lift the chest. We're going to come rising up out of this pyramid. Inhale and exhale. One more breath. This time we're going to twist towards the right and extend those arms in the opposite direction. And then we're going to come into our triangle. So bend that right knee as much as you need to, and then hinge at the waist. Right arm reaching to sky, as if your best friend had your hands reaching to pull you upward, and then your left hand grounds into the block. Our revolved triangle. Allowing yourself to be where you are. Be lifting the block higher or lower than the other side. Letting it be whatever it is. Inhale. Exhale. Another breath. We'll exhale to bring the right hand down to the block. We frame this foot now. Let's surrender into pyramid again. Breathe in. Now exhale, let's bend that knee just a little bit so we can lift up. Lifting the shoulders over the hips to rise out of our pyramid. Sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale to bring those elbows into cactus. They bend, the arms are in cactus. Bend that right knee. Go into the ball of that left foot. And let's slowly lower that left knee down. Top of the left foot to the floor. And with our cactus arms, getting nice and stable. And we'll pinch those shoulder blades together, the elbows reaching back. And now let's bring the palms and the elbows together in front just to touch for a moment, and then we'll open up again. Inhale. And then exhale, let's frame the foot, bring hands to the block. Slide that right heel forward and drop the left hip as we come into Ardha Hanumanasana. Inhale and exhale. Another breath in. And out. Inhale. And then exhale, let's lift the heart. Bend that right foot, or bend that right knee. Bring that right foot to the floor. Slide those blocks out of the way. Frame the foot, curl the toes under, step it back to downward facing dog. Yeah, nice. And now from here, let's bring your feet really wide. Maybe as wide as the mat, if that's comfortable. Let's plant the hands. And then let's plant that right hand into the floor, bring the left hand towards that right hip. Maybe drop that left shoulder towards the ground. Yeah. And then we'll bring the left hand forward. Now let's lower the knees mat distance apart and sit back into child's pose. Walking the hands forward, and once those hands are far forward, grip the fingertips into the floor and see if you can stretch the armpit out just a little. Kind of working all around this upper back today in different ways. So you're really gripping. It's kind of an active child's pose. And now exhale, plant the hands, rock it forward, and then we'll come into downward facing dog again. Feet nice and wide, maybe mat distance apart. Maybe you bring your hands mat distance apart. And then plant that left hand. You can come towards the middle of the mat a little and reach the right hand towards the left hip and see if you can drop that right shoulder towards the floor. Only if it feels good. Maybe you just bring the right hand to the knee. One more breath. And then we'll exhale to bring the right hand back towards the front of the mat to meet the left. And now lower the knees down. And let's walk our hands forward, coming into puppy pose. If you want, bring those blocks nice and high. The hands can come onto the blocks. Walk the knees back. And then we'll lower down the heart. Yep. Opening up across the back again. Let's bring awareness to our side body. Another breath in. Now exhale to glance up between those blocks. If you want, you can kind of walk those blocks towards the knees, finding a little table, and we'll bring the right foot forward, coming to that low lunge again. Lower that left knee, drop the left hip, and then sweep those blocks up in front of us. And then let's bring those ends of the blocks together. Let the breath go. Lower the shoulders up, back, and down. And then we'll find a little trunk twist here. So keeping the heart and the hips forward. Let's exhale, bring those blocks to the left. The gaze is forward. And then exhale over to the right, pressing those blocks together. Active arms, active trunk. Exhale through the middle to the left. And then over to the right. To the left once again. And then over to the right. And now back to the middle with those blocks. Keep them together. Let's inhale to bring those blocks above the head. Feel how active these arms are here as we press those blocks together. Try to relax the shoulders. Let the shoulders come down if they're in the ears. Breathe in. And now let's exhale, pressing those blocks together. Hinge at the waist over that right thigh. And then lower those blocks to the ground. Release the blocks. Release the hands to the floor. Bring that right knee back to meet the left. And then maybe find a child's pose, nice and relaxed this time. Palms to the sky, back of the hands to the ground. Yeah. Let's inhale. Let's exhale to roll forward so we can make our way to our back. Let's keep a block handy. Lowering down. Back to the floor. Let's keep our feet to the floor. And now with that low back on the ground, let's extend the right leg to sky. You can point and flex the foot a couple times, roll the ankle around. And then let's come into our reclined figure four. So the left ankle is below that right knee just a little. You can bend the knee. Maybe you bring your hands behind the right thigh or to the right shin. And you can let the weight of your hands kind of press its shape into the chest. Perhaps you'd like to exhale and lift the upper back off the ground and kind of bring the nose towards the shin. Or you can keep the back lowered and just kind of press the legs into the chest. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in. Let's exhale, release those hands, and just lower the right foot to the ground. Then let the left foot come to the ground. And now bring those feet mat distance apart, and let's just drop the knees over to the right, kind of windshield wipering the legs over to the right. Pause if you want. And then let's rock them over to the left. Pausing if you want. This is kind of like the brontosaurus tail sweep, but it's with the front of the body. So we're still moving this back here and getting some flexion in the spine. Go ahead and go back and forth. You can begin to soften the gaze and maybe drop into the inner eye, closing the eyes, letting the eyelids rest. And then next time those knees come back to the middle, let's pause with our feet on the floor. And the left foot grounds, or the left foot can come to the sky. You can roll the ankle, and then bring the right ankle below that left knee, and then hug the knees into the body. Yeah. Let's shift from our outer eye to our inner eye. Letting go. Let's breathe in again. Exhale. Nice. Let's lower that left foot to the ground, releasing the hand and then grip. And then when that left foot finds the floor, bring the right foot to the floor. And then we'll bring the soles of our feet together and let the knees come out to the side, dropping into our reclined butterfly. Maybe bringing awareness to the beating of the heart in our chest. And our connection to the divine heart. As you're ready, exhale to bring feet to the floor, knees to the sky. Maybe lift that low back so it's flat on the ground, and find that block that maybe is beside you or whatever it might be. Press the feet into the floor and exhale to drive the glutes up, the hips up, and let's bring that block just below that sacrum. From here, you can come into a supported bridge. Sometimes it might feel good to extend the legs long. This is a little back bend here. The legs can be long, the heels on the floor, shoulder blades on the ground. It's kind of a supported locust pose, a reverse locust. Relaxing our glutes here and just relaxing the front of the body, whether we're in bridge or supported locust. Let's maybe scan the body with that inner eye from the toes to the head. And when you feel a sense of settling, of comfort, then maybe you drop into your shavasana, bringing the feet to the ground and lifting that block out from under. You can hug the knees into the chest before resting. Just moving at your own pace. into this resting pose that allows our body to absorb all the physical benefits of our practice. Allowing this gentleness, devotion, and gratitude be absorbed at the cellular, energetic level. If the mind begins to wander, just bring it back to that inner eye and perhaps scan the arms, the legs, and the entire body. And offer it to relax. Just to relax and soften. Then as you're ready, maybe you gently begin to wiggle the toes and the fingers, maybe move the head side to side. And then placing maybe one hand on the heart, just noticing the beating of your heart in your chest. And then when you're ready, you can roll up to a seat. And we'll bring our hands to prayer. We'll exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Namaste.